All right, for the record, today is Monday, September 11th, 2007. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, or maybe just a couple of minutes after, and this is the date and time set for the hearing in the matter of the application of Boomerang Wireless LLC, which does business as enTouch Wireless. The application is for designation as a federal eligible telecommunications carrier in the state of Utah for the limited purpose of offering wireless Lifeline service to qualified households, that being low income only. Let's go ahead and get appearances on the record. So for Boomerang.
Brian Burnett, the firm of Kurt McConkey, on behalf of Boomerang.
And for the Division of Public Utilities.
Good morning. I'm Justin Jetter with the Utah Attorney General's Office, and I represent the Utah Division of Public Utilities. With me at council table is Division Witness William Duncan.
Thank you. And for the Office of Consumer Services.
And I might note for the record that Kimberly Learman and Julia Redmond Carter are also appearing by telephone, as has been stipulated by the parties on behalf of Boomerang.
Thank you. All right. The purpose of this hearing is to review the stipulation of the parties so that the commission has information on which to base an order. So I think we can just go right to that. And Mr. Burnett, representing the petitioner, the applicant, why don't you take the floor?
Well, thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. I was going to ask Kimberly Learman a few questions, if I may.
Ms. Lehrman, do you swear to tell the truth today?
I can swear to tell the truth.
Excellent. Go ahead.
Ms. Learman, would you state your name for the record, please?
Kimberly Lehrman.
And what position do you have with Boomerang?
I'm the president of Boomerang Wireless, which does business as enTouch Wireless.
And could you briefly describe your company for the commission?
Yes, thanks. Boomerang Wireless is a federally designated ETC. Our compliance plan was approved in August of 2012. Since then, we have been approved by 33 states now, and to operate at the state level as an ETC. We have about 225,000 consumers on network. The majority of those are via a resale arrangement with Verizon. We also have consumers on the Sprint network. We've been very aligned with the FCC about the importance of broadband to consumers, and particularly broadband in rural and suburban localities. We were one of the first companies to provide data-enabled phones, and have really been fast-forwarding on enabling better phones and better data, as well as, of course, voice and text services for our consumers.
And you filed testimony previously in this docket, is that correct?
That is correct.
And if I were to ask you those questions today, would your answers be substantially the same?
Yes.
And would you briefly describe for the commission what your proposal is today here, what you're applying for?
Yes, we are asking the Utah Commission to allow us to operate as an ETC in the non-rural areas of Utah.
And you're offering a couple of plans. Would you briefly describe what those plans are?
Yes, I could. So in the last modernization order from the FCC in December of 2016, there were minimum standards set for plans, and so we have a voice minimum standard plan, which is 500 minutes, 100 text, and meg of data, and we are currently
Ms. Lerman?
upgrading that.
Ms. Lerman, I have to ask you to pause for just a minute. When you turned away from the phone to verify the information, we lost volume and the court reporter had some difficulties. So go back to the data portion of the plan.
Okay, so we have a voice minimum standard plan that I think was originally filed with you, which was 500 minutes, 100 text, and 10 megabytes. And that is currently being upgraded to 500 voice minutes, unlimited text, and 100 meg. And we have a data minimum standard product, which is 250 units of voice and text, which are interchangeable, and 500 meg of data.
Okay. And this information is set forth in the stipulation and in the Utah fact sheet that you've attached as attachment 1, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. In this docket, the Boomerang has submitted its petition, supplemental correspondence, pre-filed testimony exhibits that would describe its application. In addition, the parties have negotiated and entered into a stipulation and settlement agreement dated as of August 22nd. Would you like me to mark this, the stipulation for identification purposes?
If that's not necessary, it's in the record.
Okay.
Thank you.
The stipulation states the parties agree that this stipulation as a whole is just and reasonable in result and in the public interest. Ms. Learman, would you agree with that statement?
Yes.
Boomerang would move for admission of the petition, the correspondence, the pre-filed testimony, the exhibits, along with the stipulation and settlement agreement.
And I believe that the entry is stipulated to in the document itself, isn't it?
Yes.
So, no objection, Mr. Jetter or Mr. Moore. All right. So, granted.
Thank you. I have nothing further of this witness. I'm subject to cross-examination.
Mr. Jetter, any questions?
I have no questions.
Mr. Moore? And do you have questions for Ms. Redmond Carter as well?
I do not,
Okay.
unless you have some additional questions about the filing.
I don't.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Jetter, go ahead.
Thank you. The division would like to call and have sworn in Mr. William Duncan.
Mr. Duncan, do you swear to tell the truth today?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Mr. Duncan, would you please state your name and occupation for the record?
Yes, William Duncan. I'm the manager of the telecom section at the Utah Division of Public Utilities.
Thank you. And in the course of your employment with the division, have you had an opportunity to review the filings in this docket, the application, and other filings made by the company along with the stipulation?
Yes, I have.
And do you believe that approval of the stipulation would be just, reasonable, and in the public interest?
Yes.
I have no further questions for Mr. Duncan. He's available for cross or questions from the
Any
commission.
questions, Mr. Burnett?
I have none.
Any questions, Mr. Moore? Mr. Moore, go ahead.
We'd like to call and have sworn in Cheryl Murphy.
Ms.
Cheryl
Murray.
excuse me.
Ms. Murray, do you swear to tell the truth today?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Could you please state your name, business address, and whom you represent in this docket?
My name is Cheryl Murray. Excuse me. I represent the Office of Consumer Services. My business address is 160 East, 300 South, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Did you participate in the settlement negotiations resulted in the stipulation being considered today?
Yes, on behalf of the office, I participated in all negotiations regarding Boomerang Wireless's request for designation as an eligible telecommunications carrier in Utah.
Have you prepared a statement regarding your stipulation?
Yes, I have.
Would you please proceed?
Yes. The Office of Consumer Services is responsible for assessing the impact of utility rate changes and regulatory actions upon residential and small commercial customers. It is in that capacity that we have evaluated Boomerang Wireless LLC's request for limited designation as an eligible telecommunications carrier for the purpose of providing Lifeline service to qualified residential customers in Utah. The office recognizes the need for low-income persons to have access to telephone service and in general supports the ability to receive that service through wireless telephone. Our considerations of Boomerang's request are both with the benefits provided to low-income customers through wireless ETCs and the money collected from telecommunication customers, which funds the Lifeline program. In order to determine whether or not the office could support Boomerang's request, we reviewed the petition, testimony, and exhibits provided by the applicant. Further, we had several discussions with company representatives to clarify certain aspects of the application and services to be provided. Subsequent to our review of the information, the parties entered into a settlement stipulation. The stipulation that is being presented today incorporates conditions the office asserts are necessary to the public interest, such as development and use of a Utah-specific information sheet, payment of appropriate taxes and fees, and any future request for access to the state USF requires a filing and a hearing on the matter. The office also notes that some wireless companies previously authorized as Utah ETCs have relinquished that designation or combined with another wireless ETC, thereby diminishing the Lifeline choices currently available for low-income customers. In conclusion, in the office's judgment, the settlement is just and reasonable in result and in the public interest, and we recommend that the commission approve it. That concludes my testimony.
Ms. Murphy is available for cross.
Anything for Ms. Murphy?
I have no questions.
Ms. Murray, I'm sorry.
Mr. Jeter?
I have no questions.
Thank you. Well, I believe then that I have everything that I need to work with the commission and issue an order in this matter. If there's nothing else from the parties, we can close this hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.